Hey, hey, it is Sunday. It's kind of a little overcast day, but figured I'd go out for a ride anyway. Head out to a couple of cool spots here in Ventura. We're gonna stop by here first at this place called Cemetery Memorial Park. Very strange park. This, as it sounds, used to be, and still is actually, a cemetery. There's like 3,000 bodies, from what I've been told, or what I read, that are still in this park. And there's places here where the headstones are still here. You've got Hideno Fujizi. Geez, I picked a hard one. I don't know how to say that. I'm sorry. 1877 to 1908. And just sporadically placed throughout the park, there are a few more of these tombstones. When they removed all the bodies back in the early 60s, some of the families, that were able to be notified, were notified. And some were able to go pick up these tombstones here and then put them back out here after the original ones were removed. Something like that, I believe. So, trippy little park. You go through, there's a couple more tombstones, headstones. There's another one there. They're just sporadically all over the place. Yeah, this was a big cemetery. Now it's a park. You can come hang out and have your picnic. Have your dog go to the bathroom. Uh-oh. Woohoo! Bombing the stairs. Got another cool place picked out around the corner over here that I'm gonna go to now. Well, let's go. The next place I'm heading to is the Cross, otherwise known as Grant Park. Gotta go up this very steep hill to get to it. Well, you don't have to, but I'm choosing to. No problem. Piece of cake for this bike. Alright, so now I'm up above Main Street on Poli. Just turned right on Faro. And this is how you get up to Grant Park. Alright, getting up to the top here. In Grant Park, this cross up on the hill has been here since 1782. It's founded by the Mission San Buenaventura up here. It's changed a few times over the years, apparently in the early 1900s and again in 1930. And in 2003, the city was threatened by lawsuit because they were taking care of a religious monument, a cross, a Christian cross, with city funds. And I guess some people got together and didn't like that. So they sued the city. So the city sold it, just an acre of land just around the cross and the cross, to another organization. I think it's called the Sarah Club. And so now the cross and the little acre of land right around the cross is owned by the Sarah Cross Conservancy. So now the city doesn't take care of it anymore. It's a private entity, I guess, that takes care of it so they can't get sued. Interesting. Let's go see this old cross. Beautiful view. Nice view of the pier from up here. Beautiful downtown Ventura. Being taken over by the homeless, but that's another video, I guess. Nice view of the Ventura Avenue on the other side of this hill. That's where my wife and I first lived when I first moved here to Ventura about almost 21 years ago now. We lived right down there. And this would be the other way up. And this is going to dump me down onto Calorama. So if you wanted to come up to the cross the other way, you can come up here on Calorama, go left on, what was that? That was Summit. Go left on Summit, and that'll get you up there. Another cool little spot down here in Ventura. I don't think this one is historic. Matter of fact, I know it's not, but it's pretty neat. The Waypoint. Tucked in back here, over kind of behind Front Street and the railroad tracks, and then you got the freeway and the new condos that they built, and then this little sliver of land that, and it's pretty out of the way. You almost have to deliberately come back here to see it, but then you can come back here and rent these little cool campers. Stay the night here. Cool little space. I actually first discovered this riding my e-bike, going down the railroad tracks, going down places that I would never normally be on because I was riding my e-bike. Doesn't look like there's anybody staying here today. But that's the Waypoint. What do they call it? Waypoint RV Park, probably? Waypoint Campground? I don't know. Waypoint something. Maybe it's just Waypoint. Let's take a cruise on the pier, go see what we can see down here. Hey. This guy out there doing, what do they call that? Foil, airfoil, wind foil? No, I don't know what to call it. That looks fun. I've never tried that. Looks like he's got a remote and he's, oh no, man down. Well, now that'll be interesting. Let's see, how does this guy get back up in the middle of the ocean on one of these things? How do you get going again? All right, up on his knees. Get some speed, I guess, and stand up, just like surfing. He's making it look hard. Oh, he's up. Going. Sort of. Come on, buddy. There he goes. Now he's up and going. They actually just reopened this pier just a couple months ago, a month ago maybe even, not that long ago. I think it was closed for, geez, I feel like a couple of years. They were revamping the thing. It suffered some major damage in a storm back in 2020, I think. They had it closed for years. They just opened it. All right, let's head on out of here. Woo. Let's go see if there's anything to see over this walkway. All right, normally I'd go straight here, go through a little bit of some streets and then connect back up to the bike path, but I think I want to take the railroad tracks. They go right back to my house if I stay on it long enough. Let's see what we can get into going on along the railroad tracks here. Holy cow. Just a little bit of homeless activity over here. It looks like a whole little town over there. A little shanty village. All right. Got another one here underneath of this bridge. Even bigger than the last one. Very nice. Shantytown, Ventura. Nice strawberries. Smell good. Some of them look like they're ripe. Tempting to go pick some, but I'm not going to do that. Smells nice right here. Coming up on Victoria. You go underneath the Victoria right now. Uh-oh, some more homeless activity, of course, under the bridge. Yikes. deep railroad rocks is real similar to going over sand. Whew. Let's take this bridge over the Santa Clara River over to the other side. Woo. All right, now I'm down here. Can't quite make it underneath this bar on the bike. This is a tall bike. Okay. Well, right behind me is where I need to go, but I couldn't quite get up that way, so I gotta turn around. This is the way I gotta go. I wonder if I'm gonna fit underneath of the. Woohoo! Holy crap, I got a duck. Oh. Man, I barely fit on this bike underneath of that bridge, underneath the freeway. I just stopped my bike to change the camera mount, and something. Well, my tennis liner has finally failed me. I have, how many miles do I have now? 870. Can you see that? It looks like there's a major glare. I don't know if we can see that. 870 miles on this bike. And I just, for the first time, that's so weird. I just stopped to change the camera position, and I heard a psh. I must have picked up something pretty big to go through that tennis liner. Oh well. Hopefully, the little pump that I've got with me will air me back up long enough to get me home. I don't know, that doesn't sound like it. That sounded like that air went out pretty quick. I'm still pretty far from home. Kind of live right over there, but I can't cross this. I have to go all the way to the bridge, over, and then back over. So as the crow flies, I'm not that far, but oh boy. Whoops. Yeah, well, let's see. I'm using the E-Cells tool bag for my air pump. Let's see if this is going to hold air at all. I kind of feel like it's not. Whoops. There we go. All right. Long press, turn it on. Let's see if this will even get any air in this thing or not. I am not hopeful that this is going to work with how quickly all the air went out. I feel like whatever got in there is too big. That's what she said. Oh boy. Yeah, it's still at 0. We're not climbing at all. Looks like I'm walking. All right, well, here comes my rescue helicopter. It's my private helicopter. I call them and tell them to come and pick me up. Hey, over here. Okay, I don't have a private helicopter. I lied. That wasn't for me. Well, this is the beautiful Santa Clara River. It's a very historic river. settlers would first come here with their wagons, and there weren't these bridges, of course. So they would settle here on one side or the other. Be like, well, that's a big river. I ain't crossing it. You can imagine way back in the day when this was just running full of water from edge to edge. It would have been quite a sight to see. It was nothing like this. I've always known this as the dry riverbed. It wasn't until the last couple of years we actually got enough water to have an actual river in there, but that's nothing compared to, you know, what the early settlers would have seen. They'd come and set up on that side or set up on that side, and this would have been a natural divider. This is going to be a long walk. Right up here in a couple hundred yards, we're coming up to an RC airport, little miniature runway. Remote control planes to come out here and fly. I'll show it to you when I get there in like an hour. All right, so that right there is the RC runway. Pretty cool. All right, let's keep walking. Thing is flat. Doesn't get any flatter flat. Well, one thing I did notice pushing this bike, holding the walk button down, you have to hold it down with a decent amount of pressure. It's no big deal for a brief moment of time, but if you're actually trying to hold it down for a long period of time, your thumb starts to get a little sore. And the moment you let up just a little bit, it turns off. And you push it again, it turns back on, but it takes a second or second and a half. It's not a big deal, but it'd be sort of nice if there was like a cruise control for walking, like or a switch that you could just turn on or something. Get stranded like this, it does get a little tiring. It sounds petty to complain about, but it does get a little tiring to hold down the walk button. It takes a little force to do it. Anyway, we're getting there. Get up to that bridge. Ah, see, there you go. I let go of the walking button for just enough and it turned off. Now, turn back on again. Anyway, get up to that bridge, get over it. And another mile and a half, 2 miles? I don't know. I'm gonna be walking for a while. Monday, 373, being stranded, alone, out in the wilderness. No food, no water. I don't know how I'm surviving. Sure willpower alone. Must make it home to see my family again. Send help. Unfortunately, when I was down at the beach earlier, I finished the bottle of iced tea I brought with me to drink. I didn't see this coming. Now I've got nothing to drink. I had a bottle of iced tea. Drank it when I didn't really need it down at the beach. Oh well. Well, after 2 years being stranded out here in the wild wilderness, I've made it. I have a ride coming. Pick me up right here. My long journey has come to an end at the top of this little hill. Just kidding. That was only about maybe 3/4 of a mile, maybe a mile that I had to walk the furthest. I should have Strava'd it, but it wasn't really that far. And it was all pretty much flat, so not a huge deal. This is the biggest hill I've got. if I'd have saved my thumb for the walk button for just this part, it wouldn't have been a big deal. And honestly, it's not that hard to push this bike on flat ground with a flat tire without using the walk button. I was probably overusing that anyway. All right, well, there you go. You get home and see what punctured through my Tannis liner. See what caused this flat. Replace the tube and get back out there. Make it a great day.